What up, what up, what up? It's Michelle Eldridge. Welcome to another video. I am so excited to be here with you. This is day number 1 of 14. You're fixing to see this face, hopefully looking better than this, some of the time. For the next 14 days, I am challenging myself, to do this. I've done all of these. The last one I didn't do because I was feeling really bad. It's not an excuse. I've saw people do these in the hospital bed, okay? Hello, as you hop on, say hi. Hello, Lisa, Laura, hi. Happy Tuesday, I think. So I hope you're having a great start to the week. It's always a great day for a great day. So I want to start this video. You see the title. It's how to beat out your competitors. How to beat your competitors every time. And I know a lot of us, that are in my industry, we're doing this 14-day challenge and there's competitions. And I'll tell you, I've won. I think I've placed at least 3 times and won money in this competition that we're in the past. So I thought this would be a great topic. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Joe. Hello, Kishley. Hope you guys are great. Have y'all done your videos yet? If you're in the challenge, I'd love to know. I'd love to check them out. So I want to share with you a few different takes on that. How I view competitors and how I view this whole thing, how to win, how to show up to win legitimately everything. Hey, Debbie. So for me, number 1, this is going to be probably the biggest thing for you, is understand that you're actually not competing with anybody except you. Period. That's not going to be the whole video, okay? But there are tips, so stay tuned. But you are truly only competing with you. You're competing with the thought in your head, I'll do it tomorrow. You're competing with the, I don't have time. You're competing with, oh, but my laundry. Your laundry can wait. You're competing with all these thoughts of why you can't do something. That's your competition. Your biggest competition is in your head. Okay? You get in this, a lot of, I've done this even myself, we get in this mode of learning because we want to do it right and we don't want to do it good, and and that's great. Investing in yourself is awesome, but if you're not implementing the things you learn, then it's a waste of time. It's a complete waste of time. You're not going to be on Family Feud one day and they're not going to say blah, 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 what's the answer to this? And you raise your hand and it win you a lot of money, right? If you know the answer to something, it means you should be also using said answer, right? So say in your business, if somebody tells you your headlines, your titles to your videos, even to posts, if you're not titling your posts, for instance, on Instagram, this is a side tangent, you see one line on Instagram, one line and a picture, right? If that one line is not popping, it needs to be popping. So everybody wants to click and read the rest. You need to be able to stop people, and you got about half a second to stop them. Half a second. So on here, my title is How to Beat Out Your Competitors. Guess who's going to watch this? People who want to win. Right? People who want to do good. People who possibly have the opportunity to compete with other people in some way, form, or fashion. But this title will stop them because they want to win. And they know, and if they don't know, they do now, that I've won a lot of competitions. Whether it's with this video challenge thing that we're doing, or whether it's in general, any challenge, I've won a crap ton in the last 3 years because I know how. And I do it. That's what it takes. So again, the first competitor that you need to be most scared of and most aware of is right in here. Okay? So stay aware of that thing that's in there that's trying to stop you. Okay? Now the next step to beating out your competitors is doing what I said a second ago. It's doing the things you already know how to do. Doing the things that you've learned to do. I've learned, no matter what, my title needs to be popping. Could I be lazy and just put, let's chat with me, and have some people pop on? Yes. Because I've grew some influence over time. But am I gonna? No. I'm not, because I'm always playing to win, even if there's no competition inside. I'm playing to beat the person I was yesterday, every day. Is there days that I've not won that competition? You best believe. Best believe. But I get up, and instead of, oh man, I didn't do what I was supposed to do yesterday, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Yesterday is over. Here we are. It's today. And let's do it. And the next thing you have to do is put yourself in the competition. Standing on the sidelines watching everybody else play isn't going to win you nothing. You're not. So if you're in the same company with a bazillion other people and you see this one person getting all these sales, you know why that is? Because they're putting themselves out there in a big way. They keep putting themselves out there. We have a girl on my team. Her name's Carrie. Shout out to her. She was, she is, I can say this because she says it. She's over 50. She shares, the makeup to people that's her age and older, etc. And she was throwing videos on TikTok, just throwing little videos on TikTok here and there. And guess what? She sold $10,000 worth of makeup last month. Almost all of it from TikTok. And it wasn't because her video was this elaborate, woo, jazz fingers, shebang, or this great editing and woo, music in the background and this perfect whatever. It was because she was being herself and talking to herself. So my next thing in this is just be you. That's how you win. That's how you win. If you're trying to be like me, your people are going to know. I'm not saying me. Nobody wants to be like me. But you know what I'm saying? If you're trying to be like anybody else that's not you, you see somebody that's on Instagram, you're like, wow, I love her account. I'm going to start sharing what she does because she's got a bazillion followers. But you actually have no interest in what it is that she's sharing about. It just doesn't make sense because you're not going to attract your target audience. And you want to know who that is? Your target person is you. You. How old are you? How old are you? That's the age of the person. They're around about that age. Are you a male or female? That's what your person is. Or you know what I'm saying? Have you, for me, a lot of my audience are people in recovery. Guess why? Because I am. Right? A lot of my audience is busy moms. Guess why? Because I am. A lot of my audience is network marketers and leaders and people aspiring to be leaders. Guess why? Because I am. Do you get it? So what you're doing is you're showing up as you, solving the problems of those people. What does that mean? So maybe when you found, for me, okay, let's just bring it to me. When I found, the company that I'm with, it was because I legitimately could not buy diapers. I didn't even have a car. So my opportunity would solve the problem for the person, the female, for the woman who is struggling to make it by and has kids on her own, because that was me. I know how to solve that problem because I've had that problem. Okay? What's another thing? Okay? For instance, leaders, right? Maybe leaders are having to recycle people. or whatever. They're trying to recycle people. People are coming in, but they're also falling off. I've had that problem, and I've solved it. So I know how to bring that solution to my people that are following me. I know how to teach them to have their people stay so it's no longer a recycling factory. See what I'm saying? That's what you teach. You teach, if you're a runner, like my friend Carrie that I keep referencing, she's talking about running. She's talking about it. I'm not a runner, so that wouldn't attract me. But guess who is a runner? Her people. Her people. Maybe not all of them, but some of them will definitely be. What are you saying, too old? Where is that? Yeah, Tina, I'm excited for tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. I'm trying to read these comments. Tell me what you mean by too old, Linda. Sorry. And yeah, I think a lot of people think that too. I posted in my stories the other day, note to self, you're never too old to, make it happen, pretty much. And there's no such thing. I'm sorry, but if you don't think 50 is the new 20, you're missing out. You're missing out. Because I'm telling you, I'll be 30 this month on the 25th, and I'm a baby. By 40, before 40, but by 40, I'll be a millionaire popping off, just getting started, like, hey, guess why? Because it's a new time, it's a new everything. You're brand new at 40, and then 50, you finally got some experience. You finally got some sense, right? So that's how I look at it, and I think it's, oh, yeah, I said, how old are you? That's how old your person is. And you know what's funny? It's funny I say that, but I have more people on my team that are over 50 than I do that are my age. Isn't that so funny? And you know why I think that is? I think it's because my great-grandparents raised me. What raising I got was, mostly from them. And because of that, I feel like I don't act, maybe my age would act, or a lot of them would act. And so I attract a lot of people who I'm more on the same wavelength of. I think it's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, I do too. But for the most part, when you're speaking, Jackie, I'm talking to you. I'm kind of commenting to that. When you're talking, you should be talking to yourself, because there's nobody you know better than you. So, say for instance, you are Linda, or you're Jackie, or you're somebody else. You're older than me, so you've lived through more than me. Like my mother-in-law, for instance, she lived through the flu. When the flu came out, and it was this big thing, influenza, and they didn't have all the technology and all the stuff they had now, and the media wasn't shoving things up people's asses. She went through that, so she can give an insight on what we're kind of going through now that I can't give. It would just be not true if I was to say, well, I know how this happens. I know what happens. I don't know what happens, right? Like, I don't. What I know is it's here to stay. It's not going to disappear. And I know that if we stay afraid, we lose. That's what I know. That's all I know. That's it. But she knows more. You see what I'm saying? So I listen to her. So when you're talking to your people, just know that you talk to them about what you know. Because that's what they want to hear. They want to know. And you can think you're the most boring person on the planet. They want to see it. You know why? Here's why. I know this is completely off topic here, but it's because it's an escape of reality. If they're currently living in the problems you've already solved, you've already been through those things, and you're talking about those solutions, and they're following you, and they're watching your stories, and your day-to-day is boring to you, they may be seeing your day-to-day wishing to God they had it, but they're not there yet. But they watch it because it takes them out of themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And that is how you win. That's how you beat out anybody. The more you can be you, that's how you win. That's how I'm here. That's why I speak on stage. That's why I am top 1% in leadership in my company. That's why I'm anything, is because I have never been afraid of owning who it is, who I was, who I am, who I'm going to be. I've not wavered from that. There will never be a time that I won't. Like, I will always be me. And I know that it's not as easy for others. And I think the thing that helped me be me was the fear of somebody else telling my story or something, that I wanted to tell myself when I was ready in my way. The fear of them saying something before me. I wanted to be the person who told it. Kind of like Eminem did on the 8 Mile. He's like, tell these people something they don't know about me. Mic drop. Right? That's how I kind of went into this. And it's been the best thing I've ever done. And that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. You have to be willing to own all of you. And you have to be willing to do the things even if they're not perfect. You have to. So if maybe your competition, right, for you to win, maybe your winnings is a new house. That's what you're trying to win. You're trying to build a new house. And that seems so far away right now for some reason. Like wherever you are in your journey, that just seems so far away. But what if you do nothing for the next 10 years? Well, guess what? You're no closer to that new house. You're not, right? But if every week you deposit so much money into an account that's nothing but for building that house, you're on your way to winning. And that goes back to the very beginning. What ties this all together is it's in here. If you see nobody as competition, nobody can compete with you. The only competition that you have is in here. It's in here, and it gets the best of us. Been there, done that, bought the shirt, wore it a few thousand times, okay? But your biggest competition is in your head. It's in your head. But if you don't allow it to stop you, if you just take that step, it doesn't have to be a large leap. It doesn't have to be a humongous, perfect thing. It just has to be done. I did this thing the other night. I was sitting in my car. I'd been crazy crunched. No time whatsoever. But I was in my car. I'm like, today is reel day. I've got to make a reel today. I'm in my car. I don't have time. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just going to do one in the car. I'm going to do it in the car. I kind of had a little crappier week. A couple, bad things happened. And so I'm like, well, maybe other people had a bad week too. See what I'm doing? I know me. I had a bad week. Had some bad things. So I'm like, well, maybe my people may have had a bad week too. So what do? I do a 30-second reel in my car that is nowhere near fancy, but it's got the most views. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people have watched that reel because I chose done over perfect. You see? Is it making sense? I hope it's making sense, because you are who you got to beat. You got to beat that inner voice that tells you can't, that you're not worth it, you're not enough, you're not as pretty or as handsome as those other people, you're not as well spoken as so-and-so, you've never done a video, or you've never went to the bank and talked about finances, whatever it is. Never went to the gym. I've never had a gym membership. If your goal is to get healthier, like if that's your win, I want to be healthy, you have to start somewhere. if you just ignore all that and be like, you know what? I can. I remember when I first started in this makeup business, a lot of y'all know, I didn't even wear makeup. I'm not wearing makeup now. But I knew nothing about it. But I got on video because that's what I saw other people doing. I got on video and I said, listen, I don't know what I'm doing. But I know that if I can slap this on somehow, blend it out and look good, you can too. We'll learn together. That is what I done until I got better and better and better and better. And now I'm the color matching queen. But it didn't start out that way. You will not. I was just explaining this to my son last night. He was like, he wants to be a YouTuber right now. That's his thing. He's like, when I get older, you'll probably still be, more famous than me. That's what he said. And I said, here's a lesson. So you know how a book, it has chapters. There's chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. And the more you read the book, the more you know about the story. The more you know in general, like the further you get into the chapters. And he said, yes. I said, okay. When you, even if it's 10 years from now, 15, okay, you will be in, say, chapter 3. And mommy will be in chapter 10. You can't compare what you know in your first 3 chapters to somebody who's been in the book, read the book, almost all the way to the end. How is that fair? I said, you have to be okay with where you are in the book. I said, you never know. You may be way more famous than me, but if you're not, understand that you shouldn't compare, because mommy's been alive way longer than you, and by then, way, way longer than you. And I hope that you're getting the same thing that I tried to get across to him, and he did understand it when we were done talking, but that's what it is. That's what everybody's doing. They're looking around. I posted in the challenge group, we're doing this 14-day challenge for those of you who wasn't on at the beginning. And I'm like, I've done all these. I've done every single one of these, and I didn't start with influence, and I gained, over 1,000 leads. At least 60 sales and at least 20 signups, probably more. But just a rough underestimate for sure. I've done them all. Somebody who's brand new in that challenge cannot compare themselves to somebody who's been in every single one of them. See what I'm saying? I'm building on that foundation. They're just getting started. And that's what you have to remember about yourself. Wherever you are in your journey, whatever thing you're shooting for, that's perfect for you. You're right where you're supposed to be, right at the perfect time. The only thing you must not do, or you will lose, is quit. Quit. If you quit, you lose. That's the only way that you can't win. So start. Take another step. One more, just one more, and one more, and one more, until you get to the place where you're like, I won. I don't know. Hold on. I don't know if I'll ever be at a place where I'm like, I'm done. I've won. But I know in comparison to 3 years ago to now, I've won. I've won. But none of y'all are my competition. I am. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, thank y'all for watching. I will see y'all tomorrow for day 2. Appreciate you so much. Have a great day. It's a great day for a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.